the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, as always, some great super speedway action on tap for you here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, presented to you by 4X Graphics. How you doing out there in YouTube land? As always, Darkside Dave in the cave here with my good buddy Postman Dan over here in the booth with me. Dan, how you doing? How you feeling? You've been gone for a little while. COVID okay, or what's going on with you?
Yeah, we're free of COVID. Unfortunately, some others that I work with were not, and had to fill their shoes. You know, the work being the postman, that's what they call me. The mail has to go out, so somebody's got to fill some shoes and take charge when necessary. So I am perfectly okay. It's great to be back, Dave. It's good to be back here in the booth with you. We're here at Daytona this weekend, and we're cutting some drivers.
Yeah, tonight, final cutoff race here in season number 5. Chase for the championship. The final cutoff to 50 here tonight from the bumpy road, Daytona 08. 6 drivers trying to get 3 spots left in that championship for Derek Conley, securing his spot in the championship with last week's race win, Dan. So one of those final 4 already taken care of. Connolly mentioning in post-race interviews last week that he was going to try to help one of his teammates get in there. That way it bests his odds looking into that championship race a few weeks down the road, December 14th here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Same time, same place, you know what it is. So, Dan, I mean, man, cars looking sporty out there. Cars looking fast. A lot of drivers out here tonight. Upwards of about, what, 25, 26 stalls out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Darn near to full field here. Some fast times with Logan Helton coming in, stop at the speed charts here during happy hour. He's always solid. We got a lot of good names in here tonight. Mark Vega, the high side hustler there. Josh Milan, Les Levy's with us tonight. So looking forward to seeing these guys do some door banging, because it's going to get hairy and it's going to get scary, and we're going to enjoy it as race fans.
And as the final 15 seconds, excuse me. Wow, that kind of hurt. No, just kidding. Final few seconds here in happy hour clicking off. We'll go ahead and throw some of the race information up for you on screen. There you see it, OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series presented to you by 4X Graphics. Weather looking nice down here in Daytona. 78 degrees, track temperature 105. A little bit warmer than what some of these drivers may like, but shouldn't be too slippery out there for these drivers to keep cars underneath them and going in the right direction. And as we still have a little bit of time on our hands, we'll go through a little bit of official business here tonight. Your championship points coming into tonight's race. Robert Duvendak sitting pretty, as well as Hunter Reynolds, Derek Connolly already locked into that championship for Travis Elliott, Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Rick Seaburns, all right there fighting for that chance. Anthony English not here at the Speedway, so that's going to go ahead and put his championships hopes to an end here tonight. And the rest of the field still fighting it out. Very close battle down there, Dave Hunt and James Mayer.
Yeah, those two are Dave's been solid for the last half of the season here. I kind of tuned into a little bit of broadcast just to catch up on a couple video packages that the Turn 3 Racing Network has put together the last couple Mondays, and Dave's been pretty solid as well. So he's hungry. I'm riding with Les Levy. He's hungry as well. He's not in the chase, unfortunately, but it's always good to watch him. And I'm just I'm excited to be back and just to see what these guys do and kind of their strategy going forward into the Final Four here tonight.
Yeah, and we're actually on board with one of those championship contenders, Rick Seaburns, and that famous, I say famous, but well-known across iRacing, that blue 4 Yeti machine, trying to get up there, trying to put down his fast time, see if he can get himself the best chance to get some points and possibly lock himself into tonight's into the championship 4 after tonight's race. Les Levy, Will Weber, Dave Hunt, Ernie Williams, James Mayer, and Hunter Reynolds also out there on their qualifying lap. Derek Connolly, last week's race winner, and David Booth also out there turning some time.
I don't see Logan Helton out there on the track just yet, but I'm sure he'll get a qualifying time. Josh Milan sitting at the top of the speed charts right now. It's that number 7 machine with a 48.576. So good lap from him, probably just a warm-up lap, but we'll see what he's got on his second lap.
Yeah, most of these times being turned in first-time laps. Josh Milam top of the speed charts. Rick Seaburns goes third, as you see him on screen right there. We're going to see it. We've seen it all season long. Drivers hooking that double yellow line on their second-time lap. Coming off turn 4, back through this long little run here back through the trial, crossing the stripe. Where's Seaburns slot in? Let's see if he can improve from 5th. Good enough, but not good enough. Up to 2nd, now back to 3rd as Dave Hunt bumps him. Alex Green out there on his up-to-speed lap. Looks like right now as David Booth in that 77, man. Look at that. Top of the speed charts, quick time, 48.22.
Yeah. 77, 77, 77 up there at the top, going 1-2 with David Booth and Josh Milam in there. So that's kind of cool. Lucky Sevens might have a little extra gambling money in their pocket at the end of this one. We'll just have to see.
Well, they're going to need some gambling money because that's what you do here at these super speedway tracks. You know it. I know it. All the race fans joining us know it. You don't know what you're going to get. It could be one of those calamity races, Dan. It could be one of those calm and collective races, and you never know what the stages are going to bring either. So, drivers better have their gambling attire ready with them.
Absolutely. As we're riding with Alex Green here in that 15 machine, and a little shout out to him. He was down with the COVID there for a couple weeks, and I believe he missed a week, maybe 2 weeks. So shout out to him for kicking that virus in the butt. And his gaming channel on Facebook is actually GOP Gaming. So if you guys like Alex Green, go check him out. He's got a great stream over there on Facebook. I tune in every now and then when he runs everything. You know that, Dave? A lot of stuff that guy runs.
Yeah, I've crossed the stream a few times. I've crossed paths with him a few times out there in the iRacing world as well. I dabble in a lot of craziness myself, a lot of open wheel stuff that people tend to not follow very often, but, you know, it is what it is. Alex Green, 14th with his first time lap now, hugging, out to the outside wall. That's surprising, not hugging that double yellow line down the backstretch. Looks like Logan Helton, Mark Mann, Robert Duvendak finally out there on track, getting their lap times in halfway through tonight's 10-minute qualifying session. Quick time on the top of the speed charts, 77 of David Booth, still holding strong with that 48.22. Alex Green off of 4. Let's see where it crosses the line.
Yeah, Les Levy put a really nice qualifying lap down of 48.24, so good for Les there. He's got a little different paint scheme tonight on that 62 machine. I like, you know me, I like my paints.
Yeah, you're pretty much a paint man. You've mentioned a lot of paints throughout the entire season so far. So you know that's your thing. You know, I can't knock it.
I can appreciate the work that goes into that. I've some designing some of these race cars is not easy to do. I tried to dabble in it with myself through trading paints and also through Photoshop and a couple other programs, and it's not easy. So shout out to all you iRacing painters out there, and us behind the wheel. We appreciate all the hard work you do for your customers and your iRacing platform. It's awesome.
And look at that, Logan Helton with a late hard charge to try to take the pole away, but falling short. Gonna slot into third position. So David Booth sitting nice right now, pretty at the top of the speed charts. That 48.22 may just end up being the pole. The 10 of Robert Duvendak makes his way off of turn number 4 on his second time lap. First time lap not going in the books for the 10. Crossing the line this time by. Let's see where he goes. 17th, or actually that may have been his first time lap. Looks like it was his first time lap there, Dan. Oops.
Yeah, you make mistakes. You know what happened.
Oh, I know it. They know it. You know it. We know it.
Dave makes a mistake during a turn 3 broadcast. That's never happened ever.
Ever. The nerve of you to say such. Rob Connors, Cody Eldred, Dustin Barber, Sean Stevens, Jamie Jessup, Daniel Holloway, Jimmy Reynolds, and Dan Harrington still down there on the pits yet to begin their time laps. Cody Ober looks like he's bringing his 8 machine out of the pits as the 10 of Duvendak gonna cross the line this time. Let's see if he can improve on that 17th. He can, but only good enough for 14th, Dan. So we'll jump out there. So Cody Ober has a little bit of issues and some trouble. That's going to cause his qualifying time to suffer, as that's going to pretty much do it, pretty much wrap it up here for our qualifying session in the final cut. 250 here from Daytona International Speedway 08. Throwback, old school style. Tell you what, race fans, we're going to step away from the mic for just a brief moment. Head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and their rackets regular, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Jets flying over, you know what time it is. It's time to go racing here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway for the final cut to 50. Your starting lineup looks a little like this, starting inside row number 1 pole position here tonight, the 77 of David Booth. Just to his outside, the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 2, the 63 of Logan Helton, the 62 of Les Levy. Row number 3 tonight, the 53 of Dave Hunt, and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Derek Conley, Ernie Williams will round out row number 4. Row number 5 here tonight, the 4 of Rick Seabrand. Rounding out your top 10, the 52 of Randall Cobb.
Row number 6, the 51 of Travis Elliott, our chase contender. To his outside, the 18 of Mark Vega. Row number 7, our good friend Mark Mann in the 04 machine. To his outside, the 10 of Robert Duvenday. Row number 8, the 95 of James Meyer. The 24 of Will Weber just to his outside. Row number 9, the 15 of Alex Green and GOP Gaming. And the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Row number 10, the 14 of Cody Eldred, and the 8 of Cody Ober.
Row number 11, the 27 of Sean Stevens, and the 39 of Jamie Jessup. Row number 12 here tonight, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, and the 6 of Dustin Barber. Dan Harrington and Rob Connors will round out the field here tonight. 26 drivers taken to the starting grid. We'll see who has what it takes to put it in victory lane at the end of tonight's race. Man, oh man, I tell you what, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this thing pumping. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. It's been a few weeks since I've seen these guys tear up a racetrack, so I'm pretty pumped up. I'm anxious to see what they got in store for us tonight.
Pace car down and away. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. OP Racing Super Speed. Oh, and caution flag flies already. Caution here tonight on the track. Looks like there's a few drivers caught up in this one back through the field. We'll try to take a look back, see what we see here with the Turn 3 replay. Coming to the restart. Happening up in front of Cody Ober, in front of Alex Green as well, up there around Dave Hunt. Looks like maybe involved. Cody Ober, I'm not sure who quite that was. Let's take another look here, Dan. Oh, and it looks like the 53 of Dave Hunt got spun.
Yeah, absolutely.
One more time, and yeah, just a push right there on the start, and around Hunt goes into the outside wall. That's going to be big time trouble for the 53. He's going to have to use that fast repair very, very early here tonight. Lap number 1 Caution flag flies here tonight.
Lap number .25.
I mean, something like that, I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know. However, at the front of the field, looks like Josh Milam was somehow able to just nose in front of David Booth. It looks like race officials gonna give the top spot to Josh Milam. So Booth, unfortunately, not able to lead the first lap after being the pole sitter here tonight, and that's going to shake up some things early. But look for a lot of drivers to recover here, Dan, very, very early in the night. And stage number 1 not coming to a close until the end of lap number 25. So a lot of time as we see a few drivers ducking in pit road. Ernie Williams, Rick Sebrands, Dave Hunt, and Rick Sebrands. That could be another one of those drivers. We'll take a look at him on pit road, Dan. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage, but championship contender, this could be big.
Yeah, you can get away with a little bit of damage to your car, not a whole lot, especially at these super speedways. And if you can stay in the draft, you can, hopefully get a couple repairs done under some caution flag pit stops. Excuse me, over the tongue twister there, and then get that car repaired a little bit better and better as the race goes on, and not have to use your fast repair.
Yeah, and I mean, these drivers, we've seen Logan Hilton employ the strategy of keeping that fast repair in his back pocket and just going down multiple times in stage 1 and all through stage 2 and, well, quite frankly, into stage 3 before using that fast repair and actually driving up through the field and taking a top 5 by the end of that race. I'm wanting to say it was race number 5 of the season. Could have been race 6, but memory's a little foggy.
Yeah. It was very early. Yeah, it was pretty early in the season. Yeah, he ran. I don't know how many laps he ran. It was upwards of 30 or 40 like that, missing the whole front clip of that car, and then ended up with a solid top 5th or 6th position out of that. So, got him saved as many points as he possibly could, and did what he could with what he had available. So.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I mean it's a common theme with these drivers. They'll tough it out and stick it out until the very end. That's absolutely for sure. The only thing, luckily for the drivers involved in that early incident, all of them able to drive the vehicle to pit road, so all of them getting the car back to pit road, and if necessary, pulling the backup out without any towing and losing a lap or anything of that nature. So that's the fortunate side of an unfortunate situation. As the pace truck lights go out, we'll go back green flag racing this time by. And as the ticker scrolls by up there on the top, race fans, you can keep your eye on it. All the drivers in red are the drivers in with their championship hopes still alive and on the line. Derek Conley, you'll see him in green as he is already locked in to the championship 4. So who's it going to be out of the 6 drivers remaining here tonight? They're going to put themselves into the right spots and find their way in championship night with Conley.
Yeah, it could be any one of those guys. A couple misfortunes to a couple other guys, a lucky spot, lucky you get through an accident or something like that. It could happen to anybody to get to this final 4 here. This is what we pay big bucks for to see.
Trying to look at mic and audio things. One of our viewers mentioning having some issues. Sounds like everything seems to be okay on my end, but we'll double check that. Make sure everything's right as the Chevy Silverado pace truck gets ready to duck off this time by. We'll get ready to go back green flag racing once again as we take lap number 5 out of lap 100 scheduled here tonight in the official race distance.
I'm going to tune into the tech truck here, Dave, and get a little listen to your live feed. Bear with me here just a moment.
as the field goes back. Green flag racing. Josh Milam takes that inside lane with help from Logan Helton just underneath him. Hunter Reynolds lines up just behind them. The 10 of Robert Duvendek trying to get up there with help from the 8 of Cody Ober. Looks like the 77 stuck on that outside lane, but he's got some help right now. He's trying to get back up there to the front. The 62 of Les Levy right on his rear bumper. 4 cars on the outside trying to make a run to the front. I don't think they're going to get there this lap, but they're going to get there very, very soon. Milam going to cross the line to lead that lap as well. 2 wide at the front of the field. Can they make it to the end of stage 1 on the fuel, or will these drivers still have to make a stop? Going to be very close on the fuel window. Lap number 6 down the backstretch this time by. And that fuel window is anywhere from 18 to 21 laps. So that caution may have flew at the right time. Did enough gas get saved by anybody out there? Not sure if anybody up here in the front, but some of these drivers back in this lead pack may just have enough gas to get to the end. A little bit further behind them, looks like we do have a pack of drivers actually saving some gas here, Dan. Looks like Rand Cobb, Rick Seabrands, Daniel Holloway, Travis Elliott. There you see it right there, that second pack. Looks like they may be just saving some gas here already.
Yeah, playing a little bit of the strategy game there. We've seen that come into play time and time again this season, so they probably know something we don't. Looking back through the footage and the calculations and on the old laptop on top of the pit box, maybe there's a little bit of something they don't want to tell nobody. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Drivers making a break to pit road as I mentioned, whether or not they would have enough fuel to get to the end of stage 1. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Derek Conley, Dustin Barber, Ernie Williams, and Will Weber all to pit road, as well as Jimmy Reynolds. So a lot of cars coming to pit road that time by. That's going to give the lead to the 77 of David Booth up here at the front. Cody Ober just out there on the outside lane, leading that outside lane. Help from, I believe that's Alex Green right behind him, with Mark Vega, the boss, right there, third car, outside lane.
Yeah, you knew Mark Vega was going to be on the high side there. That's just where he makes his living, man. He loves it. As you see Logan Helton, and it looked like Travis Elliott and the 51 machine come to pit road as well.
Yeah, lonely pit road this time by for Travis Elliott and Logan Helton. They've got no help. Shouldn't hurt them too bad in the long run, but they're going to be looking to try to make some more friends as the night continues, as we'll run into the green flag pit stops once again later on here tonight. So look for those 2 drivers to try to find some more partners to run with. Quick time on the track this time by Daniel Holloway, 45.07, so absolutely moving out there.
Yeah, he's hauling the mail. Little post office joke there.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, Dan.
Did you miss me?
I mean, you should ask me that earlier before that one. No, just kidding. Action at the front and leaving Alex Green at the top all alone. Mark Vega dropping down to the bottom just behind 62 of Les, or actually that's the 77 of David Booth that Mark Vega dropped down just behind, just in front of the 62 of Les Levy. Now jumping back to the outside. Oh, a little bit of a connection issue there for a moment. Everything back to normal. David Booth leading the field now from that outside lane.
Yeah, almost left Cody Ober hung out to dry. Ooh, they're dipping and diving all over the place.
There is a lot of movement, up at the front, man. That is getting pretty dicey here on lap number 11 out of the 25 scheduled in stage. Oh, and a big wiggle there by Ober, almost up into the 10 of Robert Duvendak. That could have been another pretty bad situation there. Oh, big push, and wow. Man, oh man. David Booth sideways after that push. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm listening to driver communications here, and there's a couple guys out there that are not very happy with each other at the moment. I don't know if there's just a little friendly banter, but we might have had to bleep that one out a little bit.
And that, race fans, is why we just go ahead and cut that cord.
Yep.
We plug it in each and every Monday night, but then I turn around with the scissors and there it goes.
We got the budget. We might as well just waste those cords. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't like buzzing noises.
it's true.
But you know, is what it is.
The 95 of James Meyer turned out to dry here, about 6 cars, 7 cars deep there. He is looking for some help if he could get, I believe that's the 24, Will Weber right next to him down there, right behind Les Levy. I'm surprised to see Will running down there on the bottom. He's probably just content with being where he's at right now, being he needs to get him moving here.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing here, Dan, is a lot of these drivers that we may usually see go to the high lane and push it 3 wide at this point in time in the stage. Single file is kind of the way it looks like the rest of this run's going to go. Or at least for the majority of the rest of this run. So why not just go ahead and tuck in line, save a little fuel, and save a little nerves, maybe.
I misspoke earlier. That's the 39 of Jamie Jessup running with Les Levy there and James Meyer.
I want to take a look here at some of the drivers that were on pit road last. Josh Milam back here being pushed by Derek Connolly, Hunter Reynolds, Logan Helton, Travis Elliott, Dustin Barber, all grouped up right here in this small pack. Fastest time on the speedway coming from this small pack that has already been to pit road and back on the track. But they are all the way back, Dan, all the way back there in 16th position. Over 24 seconds back, or actually over 31 seconds back from your race leader. So these drivers at the front, they may be able to back off the gas just a little bit, but they're not going to be able to get out of it enough to keep those hard chargers behind them.
Yeah, they're right around 31 seconds behind that lead group of cars there. Keep in mind, David Booth has not pitted yet, so he's got 3 or 4 more laps on fuel than everybody else. Les Levy and Robert Duvendak fall into that non-pitting category as well. So only 3 drivers have not hit pit road yet.
Yeah, and I think some of these drivers, you know, they came down pit road with that early caution, got some more fuel, so that's going to extend their run right there, and then saving some fuel under caution. I mean, there's quite a bit of drivers. If you take that lap 2 or 3 pit out of the equation, there's a lot of drivers that are going to be pushing the envelope. Oh, never mind. Car around. Caution flag does not fly. Car goes off of the racetrack. We stay green flag racing. Caution now coming out after a hard lick. We'll take a look back, see what happened here on the turn 3 replay, but that looked pretty rough. Oh, and that is not the correct caution. Going back to the original caution of the race. We'll take a look back now. See what happened with this caution. Maybe.
As soon as you get that queued up, I believe it was the 39 of Jamie Jessup, who we were talking about earlier, just got up out of the groove, got a little loose, and just boinked her off the outside wall, almost saved it. It comes down off the track, collecting Robert Duvendak, James Meyer, Sean Stevens.
And for some reason, not really wanting to... Looks like replay's not wanting to cooperate and work out with us here tonight. So a little bit of trouble for that 39 of Jamie Jessup. And that puts us in a little bit of an interesting, my new favorite word, conundrum.
Yes.
Usually within 5 laps of the stage end, the race admins will go ahead and call it the official end of the stage. This obviously outside of that 5-lap window, as we still are under the lap 20 mark here. So this is not going to be the stage end. Is anybody going to come to pit road and give up the track position? Looks like David Booth is eyeballing it, and yeah, he's going to come to pit road. And that's going to be pretty interesting, as nobody, I think, is going to be able to make it here, Dan. So, I don't know what the, I don't know,
Yeah, you
man.
have to-
I don't know what that strategy was.
You have to get the fuel. You know, I mean, unless you have 3, 4, 5 cautions and you're in the middle of the pack, you're still not going to make it. David Booth, unfortunately, was out front that whole green flag stint there, so he's burned the most fuel out of anyone. So definitely got to come to pit road and get the fuel. You know, it's only the end of stage 1 here at the conclusion of lap 25, so we got plenty of time for him to work his way back up through the field and make up some ground and hopefully get that 77 machine toward the front at the end of this thing.
Well, I mean, as I was saying right there, as those drivers were coming down pit road, not understanding that strategy, if the caution comes and you can save some fuel and make it to the end, awesome. But if you can't do it even under caution and save enough fuel to get to the end, I'm not sure how that was going to play out for him to pit that close to the end of the stage under green flag conditions. So I guess fortunately for those drivers at the front, the caution did come out. But unfortunately for some of those drivers, the caution came out. Wait a minute. Or was that?
Right. A little bit of give and take there. Yeah, you said.
Did I
that was
say it right? Did I say it right? Okay.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
Ha
Ha!
Got something right. Ha! Look at that. Ha! Me. I did something good.
I do good.
All right. Alex
Well done.
Green right there by the pace truck. Looks like he's trying to get a little trapped here under the pace laps out there rolling about 65, 70 miles an hour here at Daytona International Speedway. And it looks like tailgating at its finest down your local interstate there. Alex Green all over that Silverado's bumper.
Yeah, I mean, that's a viable strategy. I don't know if it works in iRacing or not, but I'm going down the interstate. I like to get and just cruise behind a big rig there, you know, race car trailer type, 53-foot semi, save a little fuel. Hey, man, 10 cents is 10 cents when you're going hundreds of miles at a time.
Ah, man, forget that. Smash the gas and make the pass. I got to go somewhere. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. That's also
Yeah,
why...
right.
That's also why the highway patrolmen and the state troopers love me. You know, and I love them
right.
too. I love them too. Let's not get that twisted.
I bet you have perfect roads out there. They probably named a few after you that are pothole free, I bet.
I wish. I'll just leave it there, though.
Same here. Same here.
As the field gets back double file, making their way through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be a little short shootout to the end of stage number 1 here, coming to a close at the completion of lap number 25. Going to take the green flag on the restart on lap 20 here. So just a 5-lap little shootout for these drivers. Who's going to take away the stage points? Well, they may just mean you making your way into the championship for as the Chevy Silverado pace truck ducks off. Green flag flies. Alex Green hits the gas, and away we go, side by side, heading back to turn number 1.
I've seen a little bit of something interesting here on these restarts, Dave, with a couple past broadcasts I looked at, and I've seen it twice here now on a restart. About 5 cars deep. It started with the 51 of Travis Elliott. He kind of backed up a little bit and let these front 3 or 4 cars kind of spread the air out, if you will, and just kind of hung back. So I wonder if that's something that has developed over the course of the season, where they know that something could happen with those couple 3, 4, 5 cars up at the front.
Well, I mean, anytime you got to restart, drivers could miss a shift. You could easily miss a shift, spin the tires, things of that nature, and cause a calamity. And especially at a track like this where you're all over the rear bumper of the driver in front of you, you can't see much, and that's why things get bad. And just like that, drop a hat, side by side, all the way through, the field for every single position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it makes sense. And this track is not easy either. I mean, you watch these cars jumping around and sliding all over the place. This is, it's bumpy all the way around this place.
Yeah, they don't call it bumpy road for no reason. That inside lane. Oh, contact Cody Ober into Daniel Holloway. Holloway still snaking, trying to save it. Alex Green able to corral the car off track and big on. Oh my goodness, Alex Green just met.
Holy cannoli.
Oh my gosh. Whoo boy, we're gonna have an interesting time figuring this one out here.
Yeah.
That was ow.
That was crazy.
All
right.
right.
About 15, 20 seconds of the best attempt at these guys all season long of saving their race cars. Cody Ober with a great save 2 or 3 times. Daniel Holloway with the initial great save.
And Alex Green just shoved sideways and stuck in the wall, sticking straight up and down. Look at this. 90 degrees and up on his lid. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Whew-wee. I tell you what, I've seen a lot of crazy wrecks here on iRacing. That is one of
That's
the
up
top
there.
ones for me. And unfortunate for Travis, man, that was an epic one. That's rough.
I may have to go back and wow. That's all I can say about that. I'm gonna have to screenshot this one. That's
And as we come to the close of stage number 1, the pushing, the runs getting bigger, the intensity, the anxiety picking up, and around a few drivers were going, trying to save it, trying to corral it. Almost was able to. Unfortunately, didn't end well for 2 or 3 drivers out there on track, but that is going to put us under caution once again here tonight and bring us to the close of stage number 1. Still waiting on the official word from Race Control on your stage 1 winner. So we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, here on Turn 3 Racing Network. back track side as the field gets double file, making their way through 3 and 4 back to the restart line. Your stage 1 winner, Daniel Holloway in the 21 machine. Hershey Kisses back there. There you see him coming off of turn 4 right now, lined up just in front of Rick Seabrands. Bring the field back to the green flag. The 24 of Will Weber down there on the inside lane hits the gas, and away we go here to begin stage number 2. Weber off to a good jump, but that outside lane is on the move. Mark Vega with Travis Elliott. Randall Cobb right there trying to get to the back of Will Weber, but not able to get there fast enough. Weber falling to the wayside as Mark Vega makes his way around on the outside as they make their way on to the backstretch.
Yeah, 3 of our famed high side hustlers up there on the outside as 2 of them drop to the inside in front of the 24 of Will Weber. That's the 18 of Mark Vega and the 51 the WeMac machine of Travis Elliott. 91 of Ernie Williams leading that outside lane with a caution coming out, Dave.
Caution flag flying once again here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. We'll take a look back, see what happened here. Looks like that may have involved a few drivers back through the field trying to find it. Rick Seabrands back there. Looks like he may have been involved. Mark Mann missing his hood. He's been involved in this incident. So we'll take one more look at this one here. And there you see the 77 of David Booth going around off of the front end of the 21 of Daniel Holloway. So 2 drivers up at the front of the field coming to the end of stage number 1 find themselves making contact, and around the 77 of David Booth went the 04 of Mark Mann. Looks like he has seen some better days. Hood missing on the Batmobile right now, so he's going to have to get it back to the Batcave. Let Alfred kick the panels in on that thing and get another hood. We'll jump
Alfred's
back. Oh, go ahead.
Alfred's a little old for physical labor, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody builds the Batmobile. I'm just saying. I only see Alfred. Back at the front of the field, Mark Vega brings the field to a crawl back behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. Anybody going to make the move to pit road? Looks like we do have a few drivers gonna make that jump to pit road. Will Weber, Ernie Williams, Randall Cobb, Hunter Reynolds, Jamie Jessup, Les Levy, Josh Milam, Cody Ober, James Mayer, all to pit road. Logan Helton also pit road. So a ton of drivers. Your top 5 only staying out on track. I think that would have been the shorter list to run down.
You are probably correct, Dave. I only see 3 guys on my screen right now, and I have a pretty good blimp view going on. And oh, here comes the 4th guy. 6 of Dustin Barber is now in the top 4. Showing the 00 Rob Connors in the top 5 here. Hopefully he can hold on to that.
Yeah, and it looks like a bunch of the drivers that elected come to pit road came down, got fuel only that time by Hunter Reynolds, Will Weber, Randall Cobb, and Ernie Williams on and off pit road very, very quickly, only in their boxes for about 5 or 6 seconds. So that is definitely just a drop of fuel in the tank for those drivers, enough to get up to the end of stage number 2 here. Stage 2 coming to a completion at the end of lap number 50. Then we'll reset and have ourselves a 50-lap shootout to the end of tonight's final cut. 250 here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And man, I tell you what, I'm not sure. Let's ask the fans. What do you say we put a fan poll out there on the YouTube side of things here tonight? Who do you think it's going to be to join Derek Conley in that final championship 4 after tonight's race? Robert Uvendak, Travis Elliott, Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Rick Seabrands, Hunter Reynolds. Which one of those 6 drivers is going to join them here by winning tonight's race? Let's add that into this little poll. Win the race. Do you think any of those championship 6 can get it done?
Have you noticed that I haven't said anything?
Smart man, you have learned, young Padawan. It's real and it's alive. I don't care what anybody says. I got lucky one time this season, and if you've noticed since then, I've shut my mouth and I have not dared to speak anything else. So we're going to keep that good vibe rolling.
Yeah.
We'll see if these drivers can keep these cars rolling the right direction as we get ready to fire this thing back off field, halfway down back stretch. Chevy Silverado Pace Truck lights are off. So we'll get set to fire things off this time by gonna take the green flag to begin lap number 30. So just about 21 laps left in stage number 2, Dan. Still a long way for these drivers to go. And I'm not sure any of them are really still in their fuel window just yet.
No, a lot of the guys have gotten their fuel, but I don't think any of them are going to make it. To be honest with you, to put it plain and simple.
And I mean, we've been wrong before, so let's not, count our eggs before our chickens hatch, or man, whatever. Pace truck down and away, ready to fire it off once again. Mark Vega, the boss, leads the field back to green. Big run on the outside as Travis Elliott laying back just a little bit on that restart. Has help from the 6 of Dustin Barber, now charging hard on that outside lane. Looks like the 26 of Hunter Reynolds right there with him on that outside.
Yeah, old Hunter there rocking the Reynolds wrap as Travis Elliott drops to the inside lane. A couple cars in front of Mark Vega here. Dustin Barber in that black 6 machine being shoved by the 26 of Hunter Reynolds who we were just talking about.
And Dustin Barber, man, got to give him a big shout out and tip of the hat here. Up 23 positions from where he started tonight's race, all the way up to take the lead of the field. Does he stay on the top or drop to the bottom? Looks like he's going to drop down from the elevator, leave Hunter Reynolds up there on the outside, drop down in front of that 51 of Travis Elliott. Don't expect Elliott to stay cooped up and tucked in behind him for too long.
Yeah, we have not said a whole lot about Dustin Barber here, so he's getting some time out front. Going to lead a couple laps here probably in front of the 51 machine of Travis Elliott. So this is one of those things that's a big confidence builder for a guy who's been mid-pack most of the race. He's been up in the top 10 a few times and a couple finishes and things like that. He's currently sitting 21st in points, so unfortunately for him, out of the championship chase. But confidence builder is a good thing to have going into next season, and just being out front of the caliber of drivers.
And as these drivers run side by side and nose to tail with each other, it's also a confidence booster for the drivers behind that 6 machine. They're going to get a little more familiar and be a little bit more willing to work with them throughout the race after working with them here at the front. And just as we say, that big push on the outside lane from Logan Hilton, Josh Milam, and Randall Cobb. Cobb motoring past that inside lane but not able to clear. They're going to stay out on the outside as a lot of drivers now coming to pit road. Cody Ober looked to go for a second, thought better of it and came back onto the track. So Randall Cobb will take over the race lead, but Josh Milam on the outside still has Logan Hilton, Ernie Williams with him. Those 2 drivers going to clear, drop to the bottom, so put Milam back at the front of the field.
I would expect to see the 63 of Logan Hilton dip to the outside behind Milam here and try to get in front of Ernie Williams if he gets a run from somebody behind him. And Ernie's holding strong.
And Dan, this is something that I've always fought with in championship moments like this. Your top 2 drivers right now, Josh Milam, Logan Hilton, fighting for their championship hopes to continue. It's still a very, very long race. Are you willing to risk anything right now, whether you're Milam or Hilton, knowing that you can still point yourself into the championship? Do you risk it for those extra points? Are they that worth it? Or do you just ride right here Very tough decisions to be made, not just inside the car, but on top of the pit box.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right there. I mean, it's not a matter of if you make your move; it's a matter of when. You're perfectly content to sit here and ride us from my, being in a top championship contender point, in the dirt world leagues right now. You just kind of pick your battles as they come. Unfortunately, things do happen within a blink of an eye at these super speedways, but if you're seeing it right here, Logan Hilton has obviously got a couple runs on the 7 machine of Josh Milam, and is just elected to stay right where he's at. And see these guys down on the bottom yellow line here. We're also getting ready for some pit stops more than likely, so just got to pick your battles and take the shot when you deem it necessary.
Yeah, and I mean, the green flag pit stop still looming in the air for a lot of these drivers at the front of the field. And I believe we do have all your top 16 all right here packed up. Pretty much nose to tail, some small little gaps here and there, but all 16 of your front runners all lined up. Got to go 37 seconds back to get to Les Levy, David Booth. There you see that pack working their way off of turn number 2. Well behind the field, almost an entire lap behind the field for those drivers that already hit pit road as they go 3 wide for a moment with Travis Elliott making a move to get by Les Levy on the inside. David Booth going to fall back to the tail end of this small little pack here, so we'll jump back out front with Josh Milam as he continues to be the Pied Piper here tonight with Logan Hilton just behind him.
I'm only showing one car 3 laps down right now. It's a 27 machine of Sean Stevens, who is currently on pit road. There are 21 cars on the lead lap. Dave Hunt has gone ahead and put his car on the trailer along with Alex Green and Jimmy Reynolds as well. So unfortunately, 3 drivers out of this race, and Sean Stevens just went 4 laps down.
Yeah, Sean Stevens still down on pit road fixing his car. Now actually leaving pit road this time, so Daniel Harrington, Cody Ober, Daniel Holloway also on and off pit road making their pit stop to get to the end of stage number 2. Who's going to come this time? It's almost like a guessing game. I tell you what, I feel pretty safe at guessing about this. I think we're going to see a few of the drivers hit pit road. Well, I would have got it wrong that time. Dustin Barber, only driver to come to pit road this time by. Yeah, you like how I just kind of kept on rolling with that one. I think we're going to see, I'm going to call this one out. I think we'll see Logan Hilton, Derek Conley, as well as Ernie Williams, Hunter Reynolds onto pit road this time by. I think those 4 drivers should come.
I'm going to say the guys behind those 4.
Well, I'm thinking if you're Josh Milam, some of these drivers are going to do what you don't. You hear that commonly in racing, do what the leader doesn't, or, I mean, you also hear do what the leader does. But there you see Milam come to pit road and Logan Hilton staying out, Rendell Cobb staying out. So 50-50 shot there for me on my picks, so I'll take it.
Yep, we split that one down the middle.
I'll take it. But there you see, as I was saying, a strategy right there. Do what he doesn't. Logan Hilton staying out on track for another lap. Has the 52 of Rendell Cobb tucked in behind him. A little bit of a gap back to Mark Mann, who has Jamie Jessup, Robert Duvedek, James Mayer, and Rick Sebrands in tow with them. So Alliance Motorsports all kind of packed up right here, or a few of them at least, I should say, all kind of packed up right here, still out on track, yet to make their pit stops, and it looks like a few of them going to come this time. And a little bit of an okey-doke move there. A lot of drivers going and then going back on track. Logan Hilton leading the field to pit road.
Logan Hilton locked him up coming to the pit road speed limit line there. We'll just have to see if there's a penalty incurred. He may have been going a little fast, Dave.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at your top 4 out here on track, Rendell Cobb, Robert Duvedek, James Mayer, and Rick Sebrands. 3 out of these 4 drivers out of the Alliance Motorsports stable. And, Milam still, not Milam, gosh, where was I going with that? Rick Sebring still fighting for his championship hopes here. Josh Milam also, but we're talking about James Mayer here, so that kind of kills what I was gonna say. But never mind, just never mind. Oh
Fine.
gosh.
You're okay, Dave. Just roll with it. Hey.
Long day at work, long day at trackside. You know how it can be sometimes. Anyways,
Yep.
so, yeah. 9 laps remaining here in stage number 2. Right now, the 10 of Robert Duvendak leads the field, followed by James Mayer, Rick Sebring, and Randall Cobb. When will these 4 drivers hit pit road? Everybody else already down onto pit road and back onto the track and up to speed. But these drivers do, Dan, they enjoy a 30-plus second lead right now. So they're able to make this little run right here. You see them switching the lead car, helping each other save a little bit more fuel each and every time they decide to move a little bit further back in the draft and kind of leapfrog each other, if you will. So, it's a good strategy, but I'm not so sure they're going to be able to pull this one off.
I don't think. Randall Cobb's got 14 laps on this current pit cycle, and the top 3, James Meyer, Robert Duvendak, and Rick Sebring, have 14 laps, or that previous lap was 13 laps, so it's 14 and 15 between the top 3 and Randall Cobb now. I don't think they're going to be able to make it.
Man, I tell you what, at this point in time, they're almost stuck on the strategy of pushing it as long as they can until they run out of fuel and hoping for a late stage caution to give them enough ability to push in the clutch and kind of just roll this thing to the end.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, you can feather it a little bit. It looks as if James Meyer's kind of pedaling it a little bit, just saving a little bit of fuel, letting Robert Duvendak and Rick Sebring, his Alliance teammates back behind him, save a little bit of fuel as well.
And looking at the timing and scoring, it looks like we had a moment just a few laps ago with Travis Elliott being involved. We're going to take a quick look and see what happened here with Elliott. There you see contact with Will Weber. Elliott going off track. So contact between those cars, both of them off track, so no caution being thrown. We stay green flag, but caught that out of the corner of my eye there. And, yeah, a little bit of a moment there for a few of the Chase drivers. As we rejoin the field live back at the front, your top 4 still out on track. James Mayer, Robert Duvendak, Rick Sebring, and Randall Cobb continue to try to stretch their fuel and make it to the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, Duvendak in the second position there in the teal 10 car. He is definitely pedaling that machine.
I mean, they're gonna pedaling's not. I don't think pedaling's gonna be enough though, Dan. They're gonna have to be out of the gas at some point in time. I think, in my opinion, in order to save that much fuel, they were last on pit road on lap 28. I mean, that is a long time ago on what I call a small fuel tank. So these drivers are asking an awful lot out of the cars here in stage number 2, but you know it's the final cutoff, Dan. You gotta try to do something for some points. I mean, Duvendak, he enjoys being the points leader coming into tonight's race, but and caution flag flies. Oh my goodness, Ernie Williams caught up and involved in this one, but this lets these drivers do what they needed to do, save some fuel.
Flip a coin. I mean, that's the basis of it right there. I mean, that's, if we don't get the points out of this stage, then and the caution doesn't come out, then we come to pit road and go for the race win. You know, hey, Got lucky and the caution came out. You got a 50-50 shot. Just a matter of what side the racing gods are on for you that day.
Oh, and there you see the wreck happening right there while we're under caution here once again. Oh, big time hit. They're coming across or off the nose of the 63 of Logan Helton, it looked like. Was, I believe that's Ernie Williams. Yes, it is. And then back across the track goes Helton into the 28 of Derek Conley. Conley with some hard impact on that inside wall. I tell you what, we've got an onboard camera shot of that. Let's go on board here with Conley. Or do we? We might, maybe.
I can't either. It won't let me get to him. I don't know why.
Ow. It didn't sound nearly as bad as it looked or felt. I can guarantee you that one. And well, just like that, more championship drivers involved in another incident here tonight. Derek Conley, one of the drivers involved in this one. Logan Helton also caught up and involved in this latest caution as the field comes to pit road. Everybody come to pit road. That will more than likely put an end to stage number 2 here tonight in the final cut, 250. So we'll await the word from race control. And while we do that, while we wait for the confirmation, we're going to step away from the track, pay a few bills. You know how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. His second win of 1987.
Backtrack side at the completion of stage number 2, walking away with the stage win, the 95 of James Mayer. And I tell you what, that's going to hurt a few of the championship drivers. No championship driver walking away with the stage win points as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing, Chevy Silverado pace truck down our way green flag flies once again as Randall Cobb gets a good jump on the bottom, but Josh Milam making the high side work all alone right now, waiting on his help. No help needed, dropping to the bottom, front of the field, 7 of Josh Milam.
Yeah, out of your top 12 cars, Josh Milam is the only one that's a chase contender right now. Closest one to him is Logan Helton, who just picked up the 12th position over James Meyer. Derek Connolly sitting in 14th, and 18th is Travis Elliott. Four of your chase contenders are below 10th place right now, so implications implied.
And I mean, you can see Conley, Hunter Reynolds, all back there kind of mired with each other right now. Logan Helton, Rick Seabrand's right back there with Connolly, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th position. Travis Elliott, Robert Duvidak way back in the field, 17th and 18th position right now. So they're going to have to make their way up through the field here in the final stage of the final cut to 50. Long way to go here, Dan. Multiple green flag pit stops will be needed to get to the end of this thing on the fuel tank, so look for a lot of action here to close out regular season races before we head off into championship night. That's a long way away. Contact at the front of the field. More contact and across the grass go 2 drivers. Derek Conley goes across the track. Ernie Williams goes for a ride as well. Caution flag now coming out.
Yeah, I believe the Rob Connors in the 00 machine there just got a little side draft, got sucked into the side of Les Levy, and fortunately sent both those guys around and collected a couple other guys with it.
Yeah, and we'll see if we've got another angle of this one happening. Will Weber also being caught up and involved in this one. So we'll take another look at it here. Coming back on track is the 00 and then right across the nose of the 24. So a lot of stuff going on there. 2 or 3 little accidents going on all at once. We find ourselves back under caution once again here at Daytona International Superspeedway. Josh Milam will bring the field back behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck once again. So field coming to a crawl now. Looked like a little sprint race to catch up to the pace truck there. Cody Ober sideways on the binders.
Craziness. Wonder what the record is in this league for cautions in a race. We got to be getting close.
I have no idea. That's a stat that I have never actually looked up or kept with. Looking through the timing and scoring, going to run through a little bit of house cleaning here. A little bit of house cleaning in order for the OP Racing Superspeedway Cup Series presented to you by 4X Graphics. You're watching the final cut 250. 25 drivers took to the starting lineup for tonight's race. We have still got, looks like 21 drivers still on the track. 18 drivers still on the lead lap as your race leaders all duck a pit road this time by. And I tell you what, race fans, that's going to give us an opportunity to run down the hall, grab a drink on our way back. So we're going to take a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. pace truck down away. Green flag flies once again here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Josh Milam leading the inside lane. He's got help from a familiar face, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds right behind him. The boss, Mark Vega, running third car inside lane. Cody Ober struggling to get that outside lane rolling. He's got help from the 52 of Randall Cobb, the 77 of David Booth right there as well. And now too wide once again at the front of the field, but a different man taking control of that outside lane. Derek Conley putting that 28 in the top spot of that outside lane. Your top three on the inside, breaking apart just a little bit here off of turn 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, Conley doesn't have a whole lot of teammate help from Fuel Sim around him right now. Hunter Reynolds is about the only one there.
Well, I mean, the one good thing, or I say the one good thing that Derek Conley's got going for him is his championship is still alive no matter what happens here tonight. Already locked into the championship 4 by winning at Talladega 2 Monday nights ago. So Conley afforded the opportunity to push the envelope if necessary.
Yeah, he's in full sin mode. You know, being a race car driver and getting his race win. You know, obviously he wants to win as well. But you think he's going to play the team game and try to pull these guys along here with Milam and Hunter there on the bottom inside lane?
I think if it's going to help his teammate, he'll do whatever he needs to do to help his teammate, because the odds are in your favor when you get to the championship night. Having a teammate to work with in the championship night is always better than just hoping and praying for the best.
Mm-hmm. We see all three of them, all three Fuel Sim drivers, 1, 2, 3 inside line there. So they're running the show at the moment.
Yeah, now, you know, Connolly already locked in. Milam not in the chase any longer. Or, I apologize, Milam is in the chase. My fault, I was thinking of James Mayer once again. Milam, his championship hopes still playing out. Hunter Reynolds also right there, his championship on the line. So what do you do right there? I mean, you know, you got your teammates with you. Do you let them fight it out for the race win, or do you just go ahead and snatch the race win and let them point it out?
Yeah.
See, that's an interesting one, right? And if you get one to victory lane, which one is it? Who do you have up on the pit boxes doing the math live as the race is going on to let you know, hey, look, nah, it needs to be Hunter Reynolds with the win in order to get Milam in on points, or vice versa. You know, that's a very tough call, a very tough position to be in if you're Connolly. And I think at this point in time, you're still going to be working with your teammates, but with about 20 laps to go, or after we see that final green flag pit stop, I think that's when it's more of a, you know, I'm going to worry about me. That way I can't have any of my teammates mad at me. I think that's the route I would take. I'm not pushing either one of you. You guys figure it out.
I like the way you think, Dave.
No,
I'm winning first and last, man.
Well, I just don't want no parts of that. You know what I mean? That's, you know, a teammate mad at you because you helped another teammate get to victory lane or something, and by doing so, they missed the championship. You know what I mean? I don't want a part of that. I'm in the championship. I'll just bail, or I'll stay at the front. One of the two, either way. But you know, that's just me. Most of the time, I end up in the wall. So, you know.
Hey. There's another one over here in the booth with you that ends up in the wall most of the time.
Well, I mean, you run dirt. You're supposed to be by the cushion.
Right. I always tell the guys that during their post-race interviews for our league that we run on Tuesday nights, You know, if it wasn't for the wall, I'd have won that race.
Absolutely.
The wall's the hardest guy to pass in any racetrack ever.
This is very, very true. Field continues side by side, racing your top 12 to 14 drivers all side by side right now. Making their way through 3 and 4, still packed up. Lap 62 out of 100 scheduled in the official race distance in tonight's final cut. 250 live here from Daytona International Super Speedway. It's the bumpy road. Oh wait, that's right, the Legacy Daytona, and it has caught out and given a few drivers some fits here tonight. But up at the front, Derek Conley looking to repeat his last week race win with another win here tonight. Or can Hunter Reynolds bring that Reynolds wrap machine around into the top spot from the outside lane? Big push for him now. Looks like gonna clear. Drop down and take over the lead of the race. Now Cody Ober left to lead that outside lane.
Yeah, Cody had a little incident there in the cockpit of that car. I don't know if he just lost the rear end of it, but it wiggled big time when he was pushing Hunter to the front. And now he's got 21 of Holloway and the Mark Vega behind him in the 18 machine. 2 veterans of the top side there, right behind the 8 of Cody Ober.
And keep in mind that 21 of Holloway, he is no slouch. He's no stranger to the front. Walking away with the win of stage number 1 here tonight. So he knows how to get the job done, and look for him to be pushing hard on that 8 of Ober to try to get that outside lane moving and up through the field. 7 of Josh Milam. There you see him slowly working his way back to the rear bumper of Derek Connolly. Big move by Mark Vega to jump to the outside.
Holloway also won a race there 5-6 weeks ago, so big confidence builder, because we've seen him finish second to Hunter Reynolds a couple weeks ago, and now he's running just outside the top 5 right now, so don't count Holloway out for a race win here.
Absolutely. All these drivers still have the opportunity to win. I know we have some drivers still a little bit spread out, and when I say spread out, I mean Rick Seabrand's back of the pack right now, final car in this pack, 1.8 seconds off of your race leader, and that's off the pace. Or you didn't see my quotations, did you?
I didn't know.
Oh, imagine that.
They put this divider up between us,
Yeah, no.
social distancing and all that. Cars on pit road, Dave.
Yeah, Hunter Reynolds, Derek Conley, Josh Milam, Travis Elliott, Ernie Williams, Will Weber, all to pit road. Everybody looked to get to pit road and down to pit road speed without any issues. So that's going to leave the 8 of Cody Ober out there to lead the race. He's still being pushed by the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Still not able to clear just yet. Now looking to drop to the bottom lane halfway down the backstretch as they made their way by the 18 of Mark Vega. And Vega now surging back bumper to bumper with Holloway with help from the 04 of Mark. Man, I tell you what, Mark Vega, he's going to be there to block that run by Ober. Ober looking for the bottom, not going to get there. Mark Vega looking to hunt the front once again. Now Ober finally getting by. Oh, Dorjek, 77, just saying, hey. Woo. Very coveted real estate down there on the bottom of the racetrack right now, Dan. Looked like multiple drivers searching for a spot on the bottom lane, having a little bit of contact and getting a little bit out of shape, but nonetheless, we stay green flag, stay heading in the right direction. It's Cody Ober, Daniel Holloway, Mark Vega, Mark Mann, Logan Helton, David Booth, Dan Harrington, Randall Cobb, Rob Connors, and Les Levy round out your top 10.
Yeah, look who's in the 4th spot right there. Mark Man.
And he has got his hood back.
He's got his hood back. Alfred did a good job.
Batman didn't need his cape, he needed his hood.
It's almost be technically the same thing, right?
Where's Alfred? This is a question for him. Yeah, well, having a little fun with it here in the booth here tonight. get a little stir crazy and a little bit loopy sometimes. That's how it is and how I do, Anybody that knows me well. You know what I mean. Cody Ober continues to lead the field, but now Mark Vega looking a little bit racy out there on the outside lane. 77 of David Booth right there behind him, and I believe, who is that? Is that Dan Harrington right there in the 82 machine lined up just behind Booth on that outside lane? Yes, it is. Those three cars trying to make their way back to the front, and actually, no, I think that's Rob Connors. The 00 of Rob Connors right there behind David Booth.
Outside. Yeah, behind David Booth, and then 82 machine of Harrington on the inside lane behind Logan Helton in the 63 here. Les Levy's worked his way back up into the top 10 here in that 62 machine. 7th car inside lane, followed by Jamie Jessup in the 39 and 95 of James Meyer right behind them. We're probably getting pretty close to some pit stops here, Dave.
Yeah, I'm sure we are getting closer to the full window as we've only got about 31 laps remaining in tonight's final cutoff 250 live here from Daytona International Speedway, the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series presented to you by 4X Graphics. Want to take a moment here, Dan, to jump back here around 15th and 16th. Josh Milam, Derek Conley, Travis Elliott, Ernie Williams, Hunter Reynolds. All of these drivers have already been to pit road, but I'm not sure they're going to have enough fuel in the tank to get to the end of this thing. They're all going to still have to pit one more time. And I think the drivers at the very front, being led by Cody Ober, I think they're all going to have to pit 2 more times tonight. So going to be interesting to see if this small group of 6 cars can somehow find a way to pack back up with this humongous pack at the front. 13 cars all right here, all very capable of still winning tonight's race.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys technically could catch those guys, just depending on the certain circumstances. It depends on where the caution flags come out. If these guys pit and the caution comes out, the 13th on back is kind of doomed at that point.
And I think we're seeing some of the scariness of a caution coming into play right here. Not just the green flag pit cycles, but drivers looking to possibly just go ahead and run a good chunk of this final stage on out before deciding to mix it up too much and get things too hairy before the end of tonight's race. But I can guarantee you we will see some fireworks here from Daytona International Super Speedway before the end of the night. Looks like the whole lead group going to stay out on track right now. So still not yet coming pit road is Mark Man a little bit loose and sideways there through the tri-oval just behind Daniel Holloway. So a little bit of a moment there out of the Batmobile.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a flash of light there come through the cockpit of that 04 machine, and it was lucky he saved that.
As we go around the track now with some of our camera shots, bringing you a shot back from that 04 of Mark Mann, looking at the 63 of Logan Helton, Dan Harrington just behind him, Mark Vega, long train of cars here at Daytona International Super Speedways. We've got drivers breaking away for pit road. Mark Vega, Dave Booth, Les Levy, and Rob Connors all to pit road this time by. There you can see from the roof camera here with the 04 of Mark Mann just how much these cars are moving around down there on that inside lane. Very, very bumpy down there. And I tell you what, hey, kiss this. I like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. This track is, for being as wide open as you are around this track, it's so hard. It is so hard to drive a race car. If you've got a lot of force feedback on your wheel in the iRacing platform, this thing is tough, man. I mean, one slip up and that wheel's going to jerk loose and you're in the wall or spinning through the infield grass. That's just all it's it.
And 5 drivers to pit road that time by Logan Helton, Randall Cobb, Daniel Holloway, Cody Ober, and Dan Harrington all to pit road that time by. And it looks like these Alliance Motorsports drivers, they may be trying to push the envelope, trying to somehow work their way into a one-stop run here. I mean, this is all 4 of the Alliance Motorsports drivers, and no, just like that, all 4 of these Alliance Motorsports drivers going to come to pit road. Oh my goodness, Seabrand's punting the cone like a football. It's good.
Was that a field goal or an extra point?
Field goal. We're going field goal. 3 points.
that one's worth more points anyway.
Yeah, we'll go with that, and we'll have to see if race control will give them at least a half a point there, because I mean that thing took off.
If you can make it to the Daytona logo, you get 3 bonus points in the trial. You can punt the cone through the infield. Oh man.
And just like that, Dan, those drivers that took the early pit stop back at lap number 65 have inherited the race lead. They have absolutely blew the doors off Mark Mann and the other Alliance Motorsports drivers. Man, I tell you, these guys shot out of a cannon. And Ernie Williams now taking over the lead of the race. Will Weber working his way back onto the lead lap. Just in front of your race leader there. You can see him in that 24 machine just in front of the 91. But now Hunter Reynolds looking to possibly jump to the outside and take over the lead of the race, as we have now clicked it down to the witching hour. Less than 25 laps here to go. This is when the championship dreams get crushed, and some of them just happen to sparkle on for the rest of the season. We'll see which 3 of these drivers will join Derek Conley. And man, I tell you what, it has been a barn burner all night long, and it is not over yet.
No, it sure isn't. Anything can happen at any time. Ernie Williams does not look too comfortable behind the 24 machine. I knew as soon as I said it, he went to the outside. He did not look very comfortable there.
Yeah, and I wonder if anybody's going to go with him. Doesn't look like anybody's going to go with him, but who is that in the background? That's the 51, I believe, of Travis Elliott right here coming on the high side. Imagine that one as well. 51 making up some ground on the outside lane. Sliding in, final car inside the top 5, long way back to get to Daniel Holloway, Cody Ober, Dan Harrington, Randall Cobb, about 8 seconds behind this 5-car breakaway.
Now Josh Milam is just perfectly content sitting there in the 3rd position behind Hunter Reynolds there. That's kind of where you want to be. These guys, hit pit road a little earlier than everyone else. The top 5 cars here, ending with Travis Elliott, have pitted lap 13 laps ago. Around lap 66, I believe that is. Math and things.
I hope you're not asking me. you said it first. Math and things. And oh my goodness, looking through timing and scoring, it looks like Rick Seabrands was hit with a pit road violation, and he has fallen off the lead lap. One of your championship contenders with some late race troubles. He is going to be looking for a late race caution to try to rejuvenate his championship hopes. Rick sitting, not too pretty in the points here coming into tonight's race. So he was looking to have a good, solid finish. Right now being scored off of the lead lap, and as a matter of fact, not even the first car off of the lead lap. Will Weber finally being passed at the front of the field by Hunter Reynolds and Josh Milam, so put Will Weber in that lucky dog position, and that spells a little bit of trouble for some of our championship drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna unless something miraculous happens, that's probably going to do it for Rick Seabrans as far as the championship points here. Unless the only chance he's basically got is to win this race, and being the second car a lap down, all hopes are basically dashed for him at this point.
And just like that, I mean, moments ago I said the witching hour. This is when the championship dreams can be crushed or get the pixie dust sprinkled on them. And unfortunately, right now, it looks like Rick Seabrans is being pushed over towards that dream crusher this time in season number 5 for the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, presented to you by 4X Graphics. Gonna cross the line that time by 19 laps to go in tonight's final cut 250 live here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight, whether you're the fan, friend, family, or just casual stopper buyer. We do appreciate you coming by here tonight, joining us for some great racing action being provided to you by OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, presented to you by 4X Graphics. Big shout out to each and every one of you for joining us, not just tonight, but all season long here, season number 5 for these OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series drivers. So we do thank you and salute you for joining us, not just tonight, but each and every night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And these drivers continuing to click off the laps now, just 18 laps remaining. Mark Mann, James Mayer, Robert Duvendak on pit road. So Alliance Motorsports, as soon as the fuel window opened up, Dan, those drivers jumped down onto pit road. Is anybody going to follow suit this time by?
This is going to shake out to be crazy. I got a funny feeling that these pit strategies are going to go out the window here.
Well, we've seen it time and time again this season. The group that pits first, barring a caution, that is, usually picks up a little bit of time. They usually gain a little bit of ground on the drivers in front of them and around them. And at the point in time, they were not a chance that Mark Mann or James Mayer were going to be able to do anything to help their championship hopes. Robert Duvendak, I should say, helped their championship hopes. And now both of those drivers going to go down a lap. So both of the Alliance Motorsports drivers with some trouble here tonight. Rick Seabrans and Robert Duvendak both with trouble here now. So it's gonna be tough for them, but they're not gonna have to come back to pit road whether caution flag flies or not. These drivers could stay out and gain some track position off of it. So we'll just have to wait and see how it goes with 16 laps remaining here in the final cut 250.
Yeah, if James Meyer he got lucky coming off of pit road with those guys there. Just being ahead of Duvendak and Mark Mann there, getting out of pit road early, allowed him to stay in the draft of this lead pack of cars being led by Hunter Reynolds. He's actually going to pull up to the back rear deck of Travis Elliott here. If he can get around Will Weber, he will be the first car scored a lap down, and here it comes.
And, I mean, just like that, doesn't matter anymore because Will Weber going to come to pit road with them. So that's going to put it a dogfight, no pun intended, for the lucky dog between some Alliance Motorsports teammates, as we've seen Rick Seabrans all over the tail end of the 95 of James Mayer. Or actually, no, who was that? That Rick Seabrans is running with back here. We'll take a look at it here. It looks like that may be the 63 of Logan Helton.
It is. Mm-hmm. And that basically put all those cars that were a lap down back on the lead lap.
Yeah, just like that, all of those drivers back on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Duvendak now being scored in 16th, 17th Mark Mann, James Mayer in 18th. Rick Seabrans back on the lead lap as well. But he has yet to make his final pit stop. Logan Helton breaking away from the track all by himself onto pit road last time. Your eventual race leader, this man right here, the boss, Mark Vega, was on pit road lap 73, and it looks like all of those drivers going to elect to come back down to pit road. So look at this. Hunter Reynolds, James Mayer, Derek Conley, Travis Elliott, they're going to inherit the race lead as they all pitted on lap 85, and that should be just enough to get them to the end.
Oh, yeah. Little fuel sim sandwich going on there.
And man, oh man, I mean, I was proved wrong here. Usually we have seen that first pack of drivers come back onto the track and gain some time, but Mark Mann and his group, Robert Duvac, James Mayer, they were not able to pick up too much time. It looked like they picked up maybe a second or so, but nowhere near what I thought the pickup was going to be. They still find themselves about 7 seconds behind. Your top four on track right now: Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Derek Conley, and Travis Elliott.
If they could pick up a couple more cars here with Mark Mann and James Meyer and those guys, they could catch these guys.
I mean, and I want you to look at something here, race fans. Is you've seen it and you've heard it before. The cream rises to the top. Right now, 5 out of your top 5 are chase drivers, are championship drivers. One of those top 5 is already locked into the championship night. That just lets you know the talent here. Once you make it into the chase, you've got no choice but to have great races. And that's exactly what these championship contenders are doing right now. On the outside looking in, the 63 of Logan Helton and the 4 of Rick Seabrans back in the 13th and 14th position. Fortunately enough for Logan Helton, he's got a little bit of points cushion to fall back on here tonight. And it looks like he might actually need that.
Dave, the gap is going down.
It is. I see it moving now closer to just that 7-second mark as the field makes their way to the stripe. 11 laps to go, but is it enough time? Looking at the timing and scoring, it looks like they're about a half a second faster right now than your top 4 drivers. So James Mayer, that last time by, running 45.74. 45.89 for Derek Conley. So they are on the move, and they're coming fast. They're going to get there. I just don't know if they're going to be able to pass them. I mean, they're going to be able to get there and get the run. And if they time that run right, it might be possible, but it's going to be tough.
They're just not as tightly packed together as Josh Milam and Conley and Fuel Sim up there at the front.
Yeah, not sure what happened, but they have lost everything that they had gained at one point in time, so not quite sure what happened back there. And I tell you what, let's go look, and that's what you get right there. Side-by-side pack racing back here, running for about, that's 5th all the way back through, I believe, about 10th or 12th position back to Mark Mann. So a big little group of cars here, and they are losing ground to your top 4 as we speak. They're stepping it up now above the 8-second mark with just 9 laps left to go. And that, if these drivers in this pack get any more racy, we may just see a late race caution. Back at the front, though, new race leader Josh Milam has Travis Elliott just behind him. Hunter Reynolds in the 3rd spot and already locked into the championship. The 4th place runner, the 28 of Derek Conley. And Conley looks like he may be playing that game that I said, you know what, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to let y'all, fight it on out.
Mm-hmm. He may be just playing the safe game right now, wait for one of his teammates to step out of the line. See if there's a late race caution. See if he needs to give somebody a little bit of help. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast that he made mention of wanting to help someone else get in, and that seems to be what the strategy he's sticking with right now.
And right now, if there's one driver that I would hate to be, it would be that 51 of Travis Elliott.
Yep.
I mean, you're right there. You're running in second. You're in the championship hunt. But if you make a move, do you think that Hunter Reynolds or Derek Connolly is going to go with you? They've got their teammate right there. I mean, the only thing you could possibly hope for is that 24 of Will Weber says, you know what? I've got nothing else to lose. I'm going to push you, bud. I mean, that's about the only chance you have. And still 3 against 2. I'm not sure the numbers are going to work in your favor. But, I mean, what do you do if you're Chaps there? I mean, do you even attempt the move, or do you just stay content with second?
You're almost on the fence about who you're going to block at this point. Unless you have a shove, you're not going to pass the 7 machine of Josh Milam. A, he's too talented of a driver, and B, you're surrounded by his teammates. So the only guy you can really rely on for the shove is Will Weber. You have to wait for one of the Fuel Sim racers to make their move and try to get a race win, and hope that Will Weber's going to stay right where, right on your back bumper if you do step out of line.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a bad spot to be in if you're Travis Elliott. It's just a tough one, because I mean, even if the run comes from Hunter Reynolds, do you really trust the peak to the outside? As you see Hunter Reynolds right there peeking to the outside just a little bit, but falling right back in line. Do you trust those peaks? Or when it looks like the run, how much do you trust it? Or are they just trying to hang you out to dry?
I would say they're trying to get you to where you're going to be forced to make a move. They're going to have to force him to move up the racetrack, whether it be just getting him a little bit loose and shoving him up out of the way, or making him think that he's got the run and then falling off of him, and then next thing you know, he's hung out to dry. I mean, that's just it. You have to wait for one of those guys to make a move completely for him to make a decision on what he's going to do.
Well, I can tell you this much. I don't know who's going to do what, and I don't know how it's going to go down, but it's about to go down. Business going to pick up 4 laps remaining. As your top 4 cross the stripe, they enjoy a 7.5 second race lead over the rest of the field. Championship dreams on the line. Your top 4, all championship contenders. The 28 of Derek Connolly running in that 4th spot, already locked into the championship 4. So which one of those 3 drivers is going to do what it takes to secure and lock themselves in and make the rest of those 5 championship drivers fight it out for the final 2 spots? We'll have to wait and see who has the guts and is willing to go for the glory and go for it all in the final few laps here, crossing the line that time by 3 laps to go.
Yeah, I think the only choice Travis Elliott here is to ride it out to the very last second and cross your fingers and hope that Will Weber will decide to go with you.
I mean, 3 laps to go, I think it's too early to make the move. 2 laps to go is when that move has got to come. Any later, I don't think you're going to be able to get the push that you're going to be able to need to get by that 7. We have seen the inside lane be very tough to pass without 2 or 3 cars lined up on the outside. So I'm not quite sure if anybody's got anything for Milam as he sees Popsicle 6 crossing the line that time by 2 laps remaining. Your top 4 head into turn number 2. And we still have a chance for one of those green-white checkers should we see a caution flag fly before we get back to the stripe. And right now, that is not what that 7 or Elliott or Reynolds wants to see. Derek Conley, kind of, whatever.
Yeah, then I was just looking through the scoring here and the team page. Travis Elliott is completely surrounded by fuel sim, including Will Weber.
Yeah.
I imagine that you are going to see this exactly like this with one to go right here, Dave, going into turn one.
Yeah, final lap here at Daytona International Super Speedway in the final cut. 250 for OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series presented to you by 4X Graphics down the backstretch for the final time. The 7 of Josh Milam leads Travis Elliott, Hunter Reynolds, Will Weber, and Derek Conley. That 24 of Will Weber being scored. 1 lap down being shown as the first car, 1 lap down. Now Hunter Reynolds looking to fill the spot as Travis Elliott jumps to the outside, and the wall goes Elliott looking for the win, and he's going to fall back 1 spot to the 3rd position. But will that move possibly come back to haunt Travis Elliott? Could losing that 1 spot cost him a championship? That's what's all on the line coming to the end of this thing here, Dan. And, I mean, if you are Elliott and you need 1 point, you got to try it, but you risk giving up a point as well. So, tough move for the 51 to try to pull off. Glad he tried it. Didn't quite work out. But the man of the minute and of the hour right now walking away with a playoff win and slotting himself into the championship four. That's the 7 of Josh Milam. It looks like Milam enjoying a marathon out there of victory laps. He's going around 2 or 3 times making sure this thing is official. And there you see his teammate just behind him. A little bit of congratulations going on here through the teammates. And as these drivers make their way back around to the front stretch, we're going to take a brief moment, get things set up for the post-race interview. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. and back trackside, ready for your post-race interviews after another great race here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, presented to you by 4X Graphics. Gonna try to catch in and get a few words from the driver finishing in the third position here tonight, the 51 of Travis Elliott. Is David Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Yeah, you were kind of all alone, a man in no man's land, if you will, all by yourself, brother. And you tried the move, just didn't work out for you. But how you feeling after tonight's race?
You know, I don't really know if I'm gonna get into the final four, but I gave everything I could. You know, coming to the end, we had a pretty sizable gap to fifth place, so I figured might as well go for the win and try to lock myself in. But I'll take a P3. Running without a teammate tonight was definitely tricky. Aspen couldn't make it tonight. He was much missed. But I tried to do the best I could, pit with people, and I got hooked up with Fuel, and I usually work well with them, and I got a top 3 out of it tonight.
Well, man, yeah, if I had any power to do anything, I'd get you a few extra points lobbying, because just having, I'm gonna say it, having the fortitude, you know what I'm talking about, to pull the move, to risk it anyway, knowing that you could possibly lose a point or two by making that move, but being able to, sit there and try the move anyway, knowing what's at stake, man, hats off to you for that. That's a real racer right there, trying to get everything you can each and every time you can. Travis, my man, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch you all year long, and hopefully this isn't the final time we get to talk to you this season. But before we let you go here and enjoy the third place, and I'll let you sit on pins and needles there for a while until they get the standings figured out, do you want to give any thank you, love yous, shout outs, anything like that? Thank anybody on the side of the car?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to this WeMac Ford Mustang. Ran great tonight. Want to thank Vapid Heat Racing, all my teammates, Aspen, Colin, and thanks to you guys at Turn 3 for broadcasting this and giving us a great way to show our talents and what we can do around super speedways, and all the admins, and that's about it, man.
All right, my man. Well, we wish you the best, and we hope the points work out in your favor. Great race once again. Hats off to the 51 of Travis Elliott, walking away with a third place finish here tonight, and I believe that's going to give our good buddy Dan enough time to catch up with the driver that finished in second here today.
I have Dave. I'm down here with Hunter Reynolds, who is sporting the Reynolds Wrap Chrome machine. The Tin Man, as we're going to call him, needs a little oil, but walking away with a second place finish tonight. Hunter, how was the race for you tonight, buddy?
Hello. The race tonight was actually really rough. Had some cautions and had to use a fast repair early, but I'm really proud of my team. Those last 2 pit stops, we absolutely hit perfect, and I think we had a 7-second gap on the field behind us. So, all in all, good race. I enjoyed it.
Awesome, man. You look strong out there. You pretty much had Travis Elliott surrounded on all fronts there. Did you honestly think that he was going to step out of line and try to make a run at Milam there for the race win?
Well, we were actually plotting to make a run if he was going to push Josh, and I guess I should have thought about it, because Travis does definitely step out like that. So but we were planning to get me the second place finish and him the third. Being he didn't really have a team tonight, he was kind of with us. So yeah, I knew he was gonna make a move, or I was gonna have to, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the booth, Dave and I up here with about 5 to go, about what his options were. And with you guys being so strong, he said he felt very comfortable running with the Fuel Sim guys. So moving forward, depending on where the points shake out, the closer we get to the end of this season, would you give him a little more leeway, or are you just going to shove him out next time?
Well, I'm definitely gonna push my teammate over Travis. Like I respect Travis. He's a cool dude, but you know, we have a sort of alliance, not really with him. We just work together good. But I'm definitely gonna take my teammate. You know, Josh or Derek or Will or Ernie. But you know, Travis is a good dude working with, and we all hit our pit stops good, and that's all you can ask for.
Awesome, man. Well, that race car definitely looks a lot better than it did early on in the race. Congratulations on your P2 finish, man. Is there anybody on the side of that race car you'd like to thank for tonight?
Yes, sir. I sure appreciate it. You know, all my teammates at FSR, Josh, Derek, Will, and Ernie. Of course, everybody watching, we appreciate you guys, all the league admins, Turn 3 Racing Network, you two up in the booth. Um, I think that's about it. We just appreciate everyone watching.
Right on, Hunter. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate you being with us every week. It's always a pleasure to watch you, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Dave, have you had a chance to catch up with our race winner?
Walking down to victory lane now, and it looks like climbing out of the car and ready for the post-race interviews, your race winner locking himself into the championship for the 7 of Josh Milam. Man, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. It solidifies 2 out of 4, man. It's an awesome win tonight.
Yeah, and you already mentioned it there. I was going to ask you, having at least one other teammate in the championship for with you has got to make you feel better, but knowing that Hunter Reynolds, he's right there, possibly in the chase as well with that second place finish. So what's your thoughts on possibly being able to really dominate this championship with 3 FSR drivers possibly fighting it out?
Well, I think that's what we're gonna have, which we've been talking back and forth ever since the race started. Where we need to finish, what needs to happen. I knew I either needed to win both stages, and have a good finish, or I needed to win the race. And after the bad first stage, I knew I had to win. Luckily, we were able to go green just about all the way there, and pit stops were amazing tonight. And we put Hunter right where he needed to be, and put me right where I needed to be to try to get us both in there. I guess you could say if he gets in there, it's going to be a pretty dominant FSR championship. But it's going to be a tough one. I don't know how we're going to do this. If there is 3 of us in there, or if we're going to race together in the channel, or what's going to happen. But it's going to be a first, and it's going to be fun. I know that.
Well, man, Josh, looking through some of the records here that I have on hand, you won one race in the playoffs to secure yourself into the round of 8. Now winning once again to get to the championship 4. Do you think that's something that is a must here in the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series presented by Forex Graphics? The win to get in, the win to move on in the championship, is that what it takes to get the job done at the end of the day? Because you just can't rely on the points.
You know, it's so cutthroat when it comes to points, man. Everyone's battling for those top 10 positions. You gotta get those points, because you're never promised a victory, and it's so hard to win here that so you're fighting for all those points you can get just in case. I know when you do win, it takes all that pressure off your shoulders, man. You can just go out there and help your other guys, or just race. But it's almost a must win here in OP, because it's just that competitive. And like I said, I had to win tonight. If I didn't win tonight, then I wouldn't be racing for the championship next Monday. Like I said, it's a great feeling to get that win, and 3 wins is huge, especially in OP, and 2 of those coming in the playoffs this year. It's major, and I know this win wasn't even mine, man. This is pure FSR. It's a team win, and they basically did it all, and they put me where I needed to be to advance.
Well, my man, getting the job done once again when it counted and when it mattered. walking away with the race win, slotting yourself into that championship 4. So hats off, congratulations with that. Before we let you go and celebrate anymore, would you like to give any more shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of the car?
Absolutely, broadcast as per usual. All the people that come out and watch, all the viewers, all the racers out here in OP that keep coming back. We're nearly 6 seasons strong here, going on 3 years. Thank all the FSR guys, Derek, Hunter, Will, and Ernie. They killed it tonight. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this victory tonight. But like I said, it is absolutely. We have a great shot to win if it goes green and we can get green flag pit stops. They did a fantastic job. Just big thanks to the admins for putting this on, per usual. Cody, Alex, and Rob. And a huge thanks to Cody Eldred, our race control guy, who comes out here each week and puts the time in, watches our race, and takes his time after the race and does what he does. It's a big thing to have race control like him.
All right, Josh. Well, congratulations once again. Good luck moving forward, and we'll catch up with you at the duels.
All right, man.
There you have it. Some few final parting words from your race winner, slotting himself in to the championship 4 with a win just like he did in the round of 13 to advance to the round of 8. Josh Milam walking away with the race win here tonight. And I tell you what, Dan, it was a show, and then at the end a little bit of a suspense as Travis Elliott kind of, as we mentioned, in no man's land, really, with no friends, no help around, just kind of had to bite the bullet and hope for the best. He tried to make the move, and man, it would have been sweet, but just not working, It just
Yeah, he definitely had some friends in low places there at that point. He knew he could trust those fuel sim guys to not crash him and take him out completely. So he's got his fingers crossed there, walking back to the trailer this evening, and just hoping he can kind of just get his way in on points. And if he does, he still has a chance. It's completely up in the air. The gloves aren't completely off this time around, but I imagine the next time we see all of these drivers here in the OP Super Speedway Series, the gloves will be off, and it will be a bare-knuckle brawl right down to the start-finish line.
I can assure you that, and as the producers hit the music buttons, that means it's time to run through your unofficial race results for tonight's Final Cut 250 here from Daytona International Super Speedway in the OP Racing Super Speedway Cup Series, presented by 4X Graphics, walking away with the race win. And just like that, for some reason, Overlay decided to go haywire. Josh Milam walking away with the race win. Hunter Reynolds going to finish in second. Travis Elliott in the 51 machine going to slot home in third. Fourth place goes to the 28 of Derek Conley. The 95 of James Mayer going to slot home in fifth. Randall Cobb bringing the 52 home in sixth. Seventh place goes to the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Robert Duvendak bringing the 10 home eighth. Ninth place goes to the 82 of Dan Harrington. And rounding out your top 10, the 04 of Mark Mann. 11th. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're all good. We're going to get this right one way or another. In the 11th position is the number 8 machine of Cody Over, followed closely by the 91 machine of Ernie Williams. 13th position, David Booth in the 77. Bringing home 14th position, the high side hustler Mark Vega, also known as the boss, in the 18 machine. 15th position, the 00 of Rob Connors. 16th of Jamie Jessup in the 39 machine. Slotting in the 17th position, the 63 of the kid Logan Helton. And 18th position, Mr. Les Levy in the 62 machine.
19th spot goes to the 24 of Will Weber. The 4 of Rick Seabrand's gonna finish in the 20th spot and more than likely see his championship hopes dashed here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. 21st spot goes to Sean Stevens. Dustin Barber going to bring that 6 home in the 22nd spot. Dave Hunt bringing the 53 home in 23rd. 24th goes to Alex Green. And Jimmy Reynolds rounds out the field here tonight. And as always, want to give a big shout out. Thank you to Race Control, Cody Eldred, for all he does behind the scenes up there in the race control booth, keeping things straight and organized on the track side. We do appreciate everything you do, Cody, all throughout the season. Want to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, getting notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, the Postman Dan, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you tune in. Without you, there'd be no us, so stay safe, stay loved. Till next time, we'll meet you. Turn 3.
North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Expect some fender to fender and even some paint trading going on out there. We've seen it already as Red Road 9 gave Jerry Kramer a nudge in the rear end, and now we're seeing some great competition out there between Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott.
The pride of Georgia, Bill Elliott, straining car number 9 to bring it home. Ted Carling, Bill Elliott, 2-time winner of the Great American Race. Now the out of fuel Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt is going to win the Trans-South 500, his second win of 1987.